Sometimes one little piece of dialogue in a film can say more than you think it does. Take this line, this small, short line from the movie Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Scotty! What's left? Just the battery, sir. I can have auxiliary power in a few minutes. We don't have a few minutes!
Now, to the average science fiction viewer, this is simply a damage report. However, to a submariner, there's more information to be had here regarding the power structure of the Enterprise and just how much trouble the Enterprise is actually in this scene. Based on this short line from Scotty, we can determine that the power systems on board the Enterprise are very similar to those you would find on modern nuclear submarines of the United States Navy. Primary power on a submarine like the ones we have today is coming from the reactor. Nuclear reactions are created, controlled, and harnessed to heat water into steam, and that steam is then used to spin the turbine and create a very efficient source of power for the ship. This is what the submarine would be normally running on while at sea. Auxiliary power on a nuclear submarine is going to come from a small diesel engine, usually located somewhere forward of the reactor. The one on my submarine was manufactured by Fairbanks Morse. I can't get you a picture or a diagram of it since the design, even on a boat as old and out of production as mine was, is still considered a defense secret. So I've got some images of declassified Fairbanks Morse ship engines here. The diesel engine on a nuclear submarine is not like the diesel engine on a diesel-electric submarine like the ones we used during World War II and afterwards, or the diesel-electric submarines used by other nations today. The diesel on a nuclear submarine is designed to provide limited power to the ship. While running the diesel engine, a submarine cannot fully submerge. It can snorkel, but generally speaking, when you run the diesel, you are probably going to be on the surface. The reason why is because you have to have a place for the exhaust to go. You can't just vent it into the atmosphere of the ship because that will poison the crew. The diesel engine itself also needs air to run, and you don't want the diesel using the air being produced on board for the crew to breathe. A nuclear submarine can't go very fast when it's running on auxiliary power. I'm not going to say how fast, but let's just say it's less than half of the top speed it could achieve while running off of the reactor.
I've tried fad diets, powders, pills, still my weight's been up and down like a yo-yo, until the AIDS plan taught me how to take off weight and help keep it off.
AIDS may taste like a candy, but AIDS contains one of the most effective appetite suppressants you can buy, and there's no stimulant in AIDS that could make you nervous.
With AIDS, I ate less, so the weight came off. To help keep it off when I sometimes want things loaded with calories, AIDS helps put me in control.
Let the AIDS plan teach you how to take off weight and help keep it off. Try peanut butter AIDS.
Now, tertiary power on a nuclear submarine is going to come from the battery. I'm showing you a picture here of Duracell batteries because you won't find an image of a modern nuclear submarine battery anywhere online, at least not legally. Once again, the battery on a nuclear submarine is not like the battery on a diesel-electric submarine. Diesel-electric submarines are meant to run off the battery while submerged for extended periods. The battery on a nuclear submarine, like the one I was on, is for emergency power only, and can only provide enough power to keep the lights on for about 20 minutes. Now, what can you do with that? Well, with the lights on, you can find a way to actuate the hydraulic systems and high-pressure air systems and get the boat to the surface, so you can then line up the diesel. If a submarine is operating on its battery, it is in dire straits. You don't ever want to be running off the battery. So when Scotty gives the report that what's left is the battery and that he can have auxiliary power back in a few minutes, they're in a lot of trouble. More trouble perhaps to a submariner than an average Star Trek fan. Now, it is possible, of course, that the Enterprise, being a fantasy vehicle, is nothing like a submarine when it comes to primary, auxiliary, and tertiary power, but I think the writers of this film intentionally borrowed ideas from submarines and nuclear submarines here for realism's sake. If you'd like to support this channel, you can purchase a copy of my book, Captain Steel and Other Stories, on Amazon. I'll provide the link below. It's speculative fiction, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Thank you for watching.